This is our host, and this is our show. We take a deep dive into the ocean and explore the bizarre, the beautiful, and sometimes disgusting things that live beneath the waves. And today, we are answering the question, do immortal jellyfish exist? Jellyfish have been around for hundreds of millions of years, but there are some that live forever. That's right. There are species of jellyfish that can live forever, or at least indefinitely. Well, it all has to do with the way that the immortal jellyfish reproduce. Like other jellyfish, they reproduce both sexually and asexually. When this happens, they begin to reproduce asexually, so that they can move away from the crowded area and start a new colony. This ensures that there is enough space for all of the jellyfish to thrive. Humans and jellyfish are very different, and we do not have the ability to reproduce asexually. We also do not have the ability to sense when our environment is becoming too crowded, which may be an advantage for the immortal jellyfish. While we may not be able to live forever like the immortal jellyfish, we can appreciate their beauty and wonder from afar. Let us know your thoughts below. As always, thanks for watching. I've been your host. Until next time, remember, the ocean is vast, mysterious, and full of amazing creatures. So keep exploring, and you never know what you might discover. But it is definitely not something that we would want to try to replicate in humans. It also means that if one member of the colony gets eaten, there are plenty of other jellyfish to take its place. Even though they can revert to their early stage of development and technically be considered immortal, they are still limited by their environment. They need food, oxygen, and water to survive, just like any other living thing. If these things are not available, the immortal jellyfish will eventually die. Sexual reproduction occurs when two jellyfish release their sperm and egg cells into the water, where they meet and form a zygote, which then develops into a new jellyfish. This process is known as parthenogenesis, which means virgin birth in Greek. Parthenogenesis has also been observed in other animals, such as some species of reptiles, amphibians, and fish. However, the immortal jellyfish is the only animal that has been observed to reproduce this way indefinitely. Asexual reproduction, on the other hand, occurs when a single parent produces offspring that are genetically identical to itself. This process is also known as budding. In the case of the immortal jellyfish, it is the key to its immortality. In 2008, an experiment was conducted where a Torotopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, was observed throughout its entire life cycle. The experiment showed that the immortal jellyfish can not only revert to its early stage of development, but it can also do so repeatedly. This means that the jellyfish can theoretically live forever. It all comes down to their unique ability to revert back to their early stage of development when they reach sexual maturity. So instead of getting old and dying, they go back to being babies. It might sound too crazy to be true, but scientists have actually witnessed this process firsthand. So how does this even work? When the immortal jellyfish reaches sexual maturity, it begins to reproduce sexually. However, after a period of time, it stops releasing sperm and eggs and begins to reproduce asexually through budding. The new jellyfish that grow from the buds are clones of the parent and are not genetically distinct. This allows the parent to essentially become its own offspring and continue living on indefinitely. But why would a jellyfish want to do this? Well, it turns out that the immortal jellyfish is capable of sensing when its environment is becoming too crowded. In a way, the immortal jellyfish are like zombies. They bring new life into the world by cloning themselves over and over again. Now, you might be wondering if this means that humans could also live forever by reversing to an earlier stage of development. Unfortunately, this is unlikely. Despite the fact that immortal jellyfish are technically immortal, they are still susceptible to predators. Overall, immortal jellyfish are truly fascinating creatures. Their ability to revert to their early stage of development is a unique adaptation that allows them to thrive in a variety of environments. Do you think it would be cool to be able to live forever? Or do you think it is better to live life to the fullest and then move on?